Who's there? Who is it? Who that? Who there? Hang on a second. Well, Mr. Parker, how are you? I am in the process sitting back down. Right. Took a little break. Bob. Took a little break because it did get hot. It did get hot up under this canopy. I took a little break. It's only 86 degrees right now. I don't usually mind the heat, but it gets stifling when it's hot and it's beating on the. It was about that underneath this canopy. The sun hits the top of that canopy and it just, because it's already hot and then you're getting the heat off the top of it. It's like being in an oven. It got unpleasant, and so it was like 92, 93 under here, and I was like, you know what? I can go sit on the couch for a little bit and come back out and do this later. I don't have anything going on. I do run this business. I can control my employees' hours. This employee. So, got something in the mail. I'm now the proud owner of Fair and Forge Gav Co. Collab Mako. I did not pay for this. I refinished this for my friend Pip Corona, 3-4 months ago. I want to say it's been several months ago, a few months ago. I refinished it, blast and tumbled the blade, did a patina copper, and then did a blue-green pivot screw, and then sharpened it. And when he was down this last time, we talked about, I did a bunch of knives for him, and after he left, he was like, hey, I don't even carry that Mako. Would you be willing to do a trade, barter for the services? So we came to an agreement, and the work I had done, and I still owe him a little bit of work, because this is an expensive knife, you know, these were not cheap. So there's a little bit of, I owe him still a little bit of work, and it's now mine. It's in my pocket. It showed up today. But I gotta get a few things set up. I gotta get a mosquito coil going because I've already seen 2 mosquitoes. Yesterday, I apologize, yesterday's live feed, my phone overheated. I got a warning on my phone that said your phone has to cool down before you can use it. I've never had that happen. In all the times I've ever been out here, had my phone out here watching Netflix and things like it, it's getting warm again, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It was that hot. I think the little thermometer that I've got over here, after I checked it, I think it was 110 under here, and then so my phone overheated. I mean, it happens. I have an older phone. But I am in the process of sharpening the Con knives for Elliot. I had some, yep, mosquito. I had some knives come from some other guys. I had some stuff come in. I have straight razors I still have not finished. It's a bad one. It's in pretty bad shape, so that's probably gonna happen tomorrow. But like I said, I taking the opportunity to exercise modified working hours. It's a little too windy to try and do it with always a little too windy out here to try and do this with a lighter. Guys, this thing is old enough. This lighter was my father-in-law's lighter when he used to smoke Kent cigarettes in Japan. My father-in-law quit smoking the year after my wife and I got married. We still lived in Sasebo, so that would have been 2002, 2001, 2002 when he quit smoking. And I still have a lighter that was my father-in-law's that works. Somebody said, What services do you do exactly? Do you coat carbon knives or do you do some custom work on factory models? I do a lot of stuff. That's something you're gonna have to. There's an email. That's not something I'm gonna try and address in here. I've done videos about it, but there's an email. You go to the comment section of this. There's an email and a phone number. You can either email me or text me. We can discuss that. Charles, I saw your thing. I responded to you in your DM about that. SM100 is pricier than, it's not steel, and it's not easy. So this is Rough Draft Weekday IPA, because it is a day drinking 4.8 IPA, as opposed to their one that is basically their weekend IPA. It is the Rough Draft Erasure IPA, which is like 8.4%, because it erases shit. You're like, what happened last night? I had like 12 of them, and I don't remember. Got to ditch 10 p.m. where I am. See you later. 10 p.m.? Where are you? East Coast? Mr. Smith? So for the guys of you that don't know, I do sharpen all of Elliot's knives that he makes now. And every knife he makes now gets an Emler edge. And so all he does is he hits it on a belt grinder at 220 grit, and then I am stuck with everything else. Yeah. That's where I'm from, Ohio. So, yep, I apologize that yesterday's live feed wound up getting cut short. Did not intend for that to be the case. So somebody asked me, I did a video when I was doing some really expensive knives for Elliot one time. Somebody asked me, what's the point of the electrical tape? This prevents me from smacking my stones into anything that Chris and Elliot have worked really hard to make pretty. It's a fucking $1,500 knife. I don't want to fuck it up. Man, that's a pretty knife. Yeah, I worked, like I said, I worked all morning. I got like 4 of these done this morning. I have done a total of 9 of these so far. BW. Finally caught a live stream. That's fortuitous. How lucky then that I did one this late. How many are left today? Well, I picked the ones up yesterday. I think I got 3 left after these 2. I got a total of 9 here at the house, so. So the angle that he has them set at is not going to be the angle that it stays at. It simply allows me to not have to try and set the apex. I am still refining that angle. The angle he has on it is a little steep. I am still taking off a lot of material. Yeah, that's a better angle. These are hand ground blades. They have a tendency to have some thick spots, inconsistency still that I'm accounting for. They're hand ground. That's all there is to it. There's my blades are hand ground. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's inconsistencies in a hand ground blade. That's what makes them unique. These things, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these things are not the easiest knives to sharpen. If you guys that have gotten the Con, good luck. If you decide you're gonna sharpen them after you get them, I'm sharpening all of them. Good luck resharpening them. My business card is in the box with all of them. Because that Persian sweep on this is extreme on this knife. And it's been fun. It's been interesting. By the time this run is done, I'm gonna be tired of these. And I've run into a hitch in the giddy up. So somebody had commented. Let me see what was. Brad, messed up your own stuff by. I saw you texted me, but I've been busy. I'm trying to clean house and stuff like that. So this blade finish, I cannot use these Vinef diamond stones on. There is something about the resin. It sticks and it leaves a black line along the length of the blade, and I can't. It's a bear to get cleaned off. So I have to go back to the Edge Pro stones, which just takes a little longer because they don't cut as quickly as those Vinef diamond stones. So not that it takes forever. No, sorry, I can't. These are the maker's choice. The guys will have a video of them. The blade, yeah. The guys will do a release video like they always do with Maker's Choice. I'm in the process. These are the Maker's Choice ones. Robert, I apologize too. The only reason I have not called you back about certain things is my phone bill is insane right now because I've been calling Japan and calling Canada. Adds to it. I called Canada, I called England. I did not realize how much more that was going to make it. I really can't afford to take calls from overseas right now. So, has nothing to do with not wanting to talk to you, Robert. It's just the fact I can't afford it right now. My phone bill was stupid high. I took a couple phone calls from overseas. I didn't even think about it on a cell phone, how much it was going to cost. I didn't realize that Canada, it was still pretty expensive to call Canada on a cell. Who, what? Well, I've been doing everything with overseas guys now through AT&T. I've been doing everything with overseas customers on Instagram and Instagram DM and email. I had some overages on my bill, and I mean, it was not like stupid expensive. It was way more than I wanted it to be. Turn my fan on. Did everyone have a good 4th of July? I don't 4th of July. I don't do fireworks. I mean, I could go watch fireworks because as long as I'm in an outside setting and I know they're coming, it's not such a big deal, but still. I don't like crowds. I didn't want to have to deal with traffic. I was sick. I stayed home, put on headphones, I played Fallout 4. So, these things are, I'm not a fan of the Persian blade style, but these are attractive knives. It's just still, this is one of those Ferrum Forge models that just didn't strike my fancy. Even if I had had the money for it, it would not have been one I would have wanted. It's like the Scepter. There's only been a couple, only have ever been a couple of the Ferrum Forge designs that the boys have come up with that I did not immediately jump on the bandwagon. Be like, oh, it's awesome. This one and the Scepter, pretty much. Basically everything else, I'm like, yep, that's a nice looking knife. I did not like the Scepter, and I was not a fan of the big Persian. I'm not a fan of any Persian, to tell you the truth. Aesthetically, I can look at it and say it's an attractive knife, but to say that I would want one, nah. The shape did lend itself to some interesting designs. When you guys get to see the video, when the boys put out their Maker's Choice, and when they're putting stuff on Instagram, it did make some really interesting designs. So our little buddy Nico here, as you're seeing chime in, left the shop. I left the shop, what, about 6:30 or 7, Nico? And he left a little bit after and proceeded to stop somewhere to use the toilet and took a turn too hard and hit the curb and busted the sidewall out of his tire. So our little buddy Nico had to drive all the way back down to San Diego today to get his car towed back all the way up to Banning, which is, how far is it from your house to San Diego? 100 miles? 98 miles? I know it's 98 miles exactly from my house to Paris. So from my house to Paris Auto Speedway is 98 miles one way. But how far is it from your house to the shop? You should know, you drive it enough. You don't know. You do it like every week. Escondido's like 30 miles from my house. 26 miles, something like that. You know, you can track it as a business expense because technically we're talking a lot of business shop, and you're taking stuff down there for business stuff. And I mean, just saying, you should be tracking that mileage. I can tell you it's exactly 16.5 miles from my house to Elliot's shop. 16.5. And when I use Stride Drive, it's $9.36 deduction from my house to Elliot's. So So I had a dude comment on a video I put up a long time ago about clones and stuff like that. He was justifying clones, and he said something about he buys Chinese clones to put in a display case so that he can say he has models like that. And I was like, then no, you can't actually say. I didn't want to be a dick. I'm a British pensioner, and I'm like, I really don't care about that, but the fact is you can't say that you have that model if you're putting a clone in a case. So I think you guys know how I feel about clones, and because that's just a lie. It really is just a lie. If you're loading a case with a bunch of knives and saying that they're what they purporting them to be something that they aren't, then that's like that guy that shows up to the class reunion renting a sports car, trying to tell everybody he made a bunch of money, and then you find out it's a rental. You know what I mean? I mean, people are free to buy whatever they want. I just don't like the idea of clones at all, because it's stealing, especially if it's a branded clone. A clone with a maker's mark on it. What did it say? Okay, 98 miles. Same. So it's the same distance that I would go to the racetrack. It's really not that far then. It just always seems like it's so far. I gotta order some 600 grit stones, or a 600 grit stone, I should say. What is that? Derivative is an acceptable clone? What was that? Somebody said... He's my little timeout assistant. If you guys get unwieldy, he can put you in timeout and take down your comments. Because I get busy and I can't see. So if you guys get out of line and start being obnoxious... He has the ability and the power to do those things. As my moderator. At least the water's not evaporating off my stones today. Yesterday I tried to sharpen. I was telling Nico and the guys I was trying to sharpen before I went up to Chris and Elliot's. And it wasn't so much it was too hot for me out here. It was too hot for my phone. But it was so hot that the water just, I couldn't keep the stones wet. The water just kept evaporating off my stones. So I had to stop. I only got a few knives sharpened yesterday. Whew. Oh, Nico, I drank one of those New Belgian Tartatious or whatever the fuck it was, the strawberry. Yeah, that wasn't very good. That strawberry ale. I was not impressed. It's actually cooled down enough. It's only 80 degrees. I'm probably going to be able to... Yesterday, I didn't want to, but I had to dig out the portable air conditioner for the dog. I thought the dog was going to freaking die. I couldn't get the house below... like 90 degrees. I woke up this morning, it was still like 85 degrees in the living room, even with the windows and everything open all night. So I had the portable air conditioner I drug into the bedroom and hooked up so that the dog wouldn't die overnight. But it was pretty hot here yesterday. It's the hottest I've seen it in a while. What was that? Somebody said something before. It feels like Florida here after. It got pretty humid here today too. That's part of the reason I went in. Is it got like sticky, and I'm like, you know what? It's not so much that it's that hot. It's just kind of sticky. I think I'll take a break. And so I went and I watched a movie, and I'm like, you know, I can go back out. It won't be as hot. I have all night. I don't have a time that I have to get up tomorrow. All I gotta do is tomorrow is clean house, do laundry, and finish sharpening any knives that have not gotten done today. There's a couple of them. I get stuff in, so I got some stuff in. There's some cool. I got a couple cool things in. I have some knives that came in from Peter that I have been messing around with and getting my thoughts on. I had it's a Chad Nell. I have a Rockstead Shin and a Marfione Custom Matrix that I don't like. I think they did 10. I think they still did 10. I don't remember. Feels like 10. I haven't gotten anything done. Uh, these pushed me out of the shop. I couldn't do anything. Elliot's finally done, and there's no belts. I'm ordering belts on Monday. No one's stuff got done. I am way behind on those. Elliot was working 7 days a week on these. I couldn't. He ground these all in the shop. I could not use the grinders. All of my stuff is way behind. I have orders for 9 neck knives. Yours is still partially ground. Matt's is partially done. I just had to. I told him, I was like, all right, I'm done grinding. I'm just gonna get out of the way because I had to. Elliot was like, well, there's another platinum. You could probably work on the other grinder. And I was like, but the problem is, in that back grinding room, 2 big guys like that, there's Vipers, Viper neck knives. You get 2 big guys in that back room with the grinders running, it's just too much. It gets hot, and there's no room. Been a lot of people asking. They haven't dropped off the radar. It's not like I'm not pulling a fucking thing where I'm gonna run off y'all's money. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all have my phone number. I'm not pulling, what was his name? Jay Davis. I'm not pulling a Jay Davis where I deliver like 5 knives. I've got all the blanks in the car. Yours is partially done. It's just, I haven't had time, and now that I do have time, there's no belts. So... And I may have gotten a little lofty on my goals of how many I thought I could get done. Business picked up, and it's hard to, if I go up on a Saturday and I'm doing refinishing knives, it's hard to get any grinding done if I'm spending the whole day on a Saturday, doing anodizing and stuff like that. I can spend an entire day up there on a Saturday just refinishing knives. So those knives, I'm gonna have to tell everybody, those knives get done when they get done. So what was that, Charles? Right, you still have Viper blanks that you can finish if the need arises. I do. I have 9 of them that I can work on, and but they still have to be ground. They still have to be heat treated. All that stuff still has to be done. But it's just the whole thing is the knife making is a side to everything else. It was never meant to be a primary function. It was like a hobby that I was doing, and knife maker time. I'll get them done. It just is probably not going to be in the time frame that I had initially intended. I was hoping to have 1 a month, but at this point, I don't foresee it happening. I don't think I can get caught up. I'm pretty far behind. That's not life. It's just like I said, the primary, the crazy sharp part, the knife making was, kind of a side gig thing. The crazy sharp part, the crazy sharp LSC part, has to take precedence. It's what pays the bills. So that's not bad. I'm on the last stone, 35 minutes for a knife that did not have an edge at all, except a 220 grit apex. Just gotta check her for flaws here in a minute. Miss anything? You guys talking amongst yourselves? Woo. I talked to my daughter and my wife. They went to the base today to do some shopping. They drove down from my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are going with them. So they are all going. They're going to make a trip down. My wife's going to escort them on. My niece is going. So don't know. I've asked my daughter to try and get some video that maybe I could put together some stuff that she did while she was in jail. Problem is the way my daughter does video. I'm pretty sure that it's not going to wind up on YouTube. And I shot a bunch of stuff when Pip Corona was here. And the weekend that he was here, I just haven't consolidated it into an actual video yet to put up. We did a lot of stuff. We had fun. We had a good time and did a lot of stuff that I want to get up and put it up on video, up on YouTube. So let's see here. Let's see how that strops up. It looks. There's a little cloudy spot right here at the tip of it. I think that's going to just polish out on that strop a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be... Now, maybe it needs to go back to that stone just a little bit. Unbelievable footage from Pittsburgh. Yeah, there was. I just haven't... It's on my phone. I just haven't put it together yet. We had a lot of fun. Nico wasn't able to come because Nico hurt his neck. He came Saturday and hung out for a little bit. And we had, I made ramen here at the house for him and Bridget and Pip. Matter of fact, that might be what I have for supper. I might make myself actual ramen again. Oh, shit. That sucks. I just cut into my strop. I didn't lift it as high as I should have and just cut my brand new balsa wood strop. It happens. We all make mistakes. That's the thing with this 20 CV at this temperature, you get some cloudy spots, and then you have to try and get them polished out. Not that big a deal, Nico. Shit happens. You hurt your neck. You couldn't come. Couldn't even drive. Bridget was working. Poop occurs. It's probably from sanding my fucking cabinet doors. Probably actually my fault. Speaking of which, were you able to get them sealed? Oh, you don't know. You've been getting your car all day. Now, let's see. That little fucker Sharp just cut me. So I solved my issue with this curling. I peeled this off, and I put Elmer's glue on it, and then put a 25-pound weight on it, and I set that fucking thing down, and I got it good and flat. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that curling anymore. All right, guys. Are you fixing my Kershaw on my ZT? Friend's gonna love it. Kershaw on the ZT. Whose stuff did I just fix? Okay, I can't remember your name. Whose Kershaw on ZT did I just fix? I know I just fixed a Kershaw on a ZT that was fairly bad. Oh, I remember. I just can't remember your name off the top of my head. Alex, the buoy knife got sharp. Sharp. There we go, boys. There we go. So I didn't realize it until after I already sharpened it. Pip was out here in the yard and we were bullshitting while I was sharpening. I sharpened a big bowie knife for Alex, and turns out it's a World War II era buoy that he sent me, and I sharpened it and sent it back off, and it got really sharp. But it actually cost him a little bit extra because it didn't have an edge at all. I basically had to put an edge on it with my diamond plate, which has to be replaced, as a matter of fact. Not because of that, it just needs replaced. Do something here. Dude, if you need extra because the blade is messed up and the block, you know, it was weird metal. No, that has nothing to do with it. I already charged you extra. I charged an extra 100 or something. No, I'm honest. And that's why I have repeat customers, because I'm honest. My grandfather, he told me, he said, boy, wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror. Better be sure you're living your life right, because you got to look at yourself in the mirror every morning. You better like what you see, because you got to see it for the rest of your life. What was that somebody said? Did I or did I not just fucking go into the shop early this morning and re-anodize that fucking screw for you? Bring up that screw and I will take a shit inside your shin. Get a Rockstead shin with a piece of fucking turd in it. Just think, Peter, I could make another $60 off that guy, but he might turn around and be like, you know what, fuck that guy. Or anybody, for that matter. I could do that to anybody. But, be honest. And in future, that guy's going to remember, he's like, you know what, that guy was honest with me. He didn't try and overcharge me. He didn't rake me for an extra little bit of money. I'm going to send that guy some more money. You don't think so? Hey, Nico, he doesn't think I'll shit in his shin. Maybe we should tell him a story sometime. No. I said sometime. I didn't say right now. That's a story for a different time. Harry Stonebrook. He was equal parts German, Irish, and fucking Native American. Grandmother, his wife, was German, Irish, and Italian. Now he said he was equal parts German, Irish, Native American, but hazard to say he was much more German and Irish than he was Native American. Judging by the way we were drunk and angry all the time. I was gonna shit in it. I honestly was. You know Mike was at your house? Trash cans upside down and the fucking dog is pregnant. Oh, excuse me. I had to go back to the 10,000 again. Just had a couple little cloudy spots that I just was having a hard time with. I saw a car with a sticker on the back. I sent it to Peter. It was like, I said, I can have beer with this guy. It said across the back, it said, I might not go down in history, but I'll go down on your sister. And I was like, I'd have a beer with that guy. That's my kind of dude. Yes, I'm stropping to 0.5 micron. 51 minutes. Half micron. Alright guys, that's it. I don't want these live feeds running more than 50 minutes or so. They have a tendency to not want to load properly, so I'm gonna get off of here. I might do an Instagram feed. I haven't done one of those in a while. I'm sure my Instagram subscribers feel left out from time to time. There's guys that don't follow me on YouTube that like Instagram feeds, so I may go over there after this. So, ooh, frightening. Later.